people with the best of intentions sit at a table and they think they understand what they are saying to one another. And often it doesn't become evident that they don't understand until much later, after much effort has been expended and many dollars have been spent. It's very difficult to deliver a major software project on time, on budget, and with the high quality that the organization expects. Now, you may be thinking at this point, I don't want to mess with this. I mean, I want just bring in the consultants and let them do all this, assuming we can't buy it off the shelf, or maybe go with the ERP solution. But if the ERP solution is not satisfactory and it's not available on the shelf, then you're going to have to become involved, even if consultants are involved. Because you can't just bring in consultants and say, make it better. You have to write specs. Specs that are good enough that the consultants can bid the job meaningfully. Now, in the iterative incremental model, analysis and design is blended together. But if you are the administrator of a government agency, you're going to have to oversee the analysis, or somebody's going to have to oversee the analysis, not knowing who is going to get the job and be the consultant that creates the application. So waterfall is better aligned with outsourcing. I mean, if analysis can be separated from design, then you do the analysis, you write the spec, you make the specification available to companies on a list who might be interested in bidding the job, and then after one of them gets the job, they do the design. They're going to have to do some design anyway just to know how to bid the job, to estimate what it's going to cost them. But this is messy, because analysis and design are not as easily separable as the waterfall methodology suggests. So probably what's going to happen is this. Somebody in your organization is going to do the business analysis. Somebody's going to write the spec. You will put the specification out for bids to a list of vendors who are authorized to bid. That's the way government works. Not just any organization can bid on a job. They have to be vetted or authorized to bid. Then after, and during that process, somebody in your organization is going to have to be available to talk with the companies that are thinking about bidding this job. You know, you can't just expect those consultants to guess what you want when there is ambiguity and uncertainty in the specs. So you're going to have somebody available to talk to the consultants who are thinking about bidding this job. And then when one of them finally gets the job, probably based upon the low bid, that's a whole nother issue, then you may have to kind of go back and reopen the specs and work more deeply with that consultant who has gotten the job, making sure that you and they are on the same page. Now, One of the ways to make sure that people are on the same page is prototyping. Prototyping refers to the creation of a model of the application, of what it will look like, what its screens may look like, and how it may appear to the various kinds of users of the application. And so you may get your business analysts, some end users, some generalist administrators, some programmers, and other interested parties, including the project manager, into a room and begin prototyping. The important thing here to remember is you're not building the real thing. You're building a model of the real thing. And the value of building a model of the real thing is to make sure that you're understanding each other and to allow people who are not technical to contribute the expertise that they need to contribute to help make the project a success. End users are the people who are likely to actually use the application when it is complete. They may be employees, they may be clients, customers, citizens. Somebody should be at the table during prototyping representing the end users. They're not technical experts, but they know how to think about their job or their need. They know how to think about their reason for using this application. And an application that may technically be perfect is not going to be very successful if the people who use it hate it or think it's ugly. They need to be at the table. They need a voice. Plus, end users, especially if they're employees, can go back to other employees and say, I think it's going to be okay. I see what they're doing. They listen to my concerns. I don't think end users should just be at the table for purposes of co-opting others. But there is a legitimate role for end users in helping assure others that our voice was heard. However, automation of existing processes means change. When you automate a process, you change the process first. You don't put jet engines on a rowboat. You re-engineer the process before you automate it. And re-engineering means that somebody may lose his or her job, and it will almost certainly mean that the way employees do their jobs will be changed after the automation of the process. So, in conclusion, general managers and administrators are likely to become involved in the creation of or acquisition of new software applications. If you have a good project manager, value that person. You can't delegate decisions, you should not delegate decisions that you should be making to technical people. You're not likely to be happy with the decisions they make, simply because they don't see the world as you see it, for understandable reasons. Consider enterprise resource planning solutions. Resist stovepipe applications.